this is 365801 and this is day 21 of the 25 days of manga. For this video, I'm looking at gift giving because I had a volume that I was able to pick up this year. That was one of my white whales, a little bit tricky to get hold of. Once again, it's a June manga title published in 2011. I'm guessing that's the year when everything gets expensive. That's kind of how it's worked out. This is a June 2011 translation by Melissa Goldberg. The title is I Give to You by Ebishi Maki. And so I assumed there would be some gift giving or some giving of some kind in this manga. And I guess there is. It's not like, proper wrapped up presents or anything. I was quite interested to know when the story started, there was the word give was used quite a bit, and I wondered in Japanese which one would it be. And then I just looked at the beautiful cover. It's a really odd, interesting artwork, whether it's this cover artwork or inside as well. But it does have it in Japanese, kimi ni ageru. Ageru meaning to give, so I give to you. Very good translation. So, this is a story about a boy called, he's a man, really. He's a bit immature and naive, but his name is Ryoichi, and unfortunately he was betrayed by his boyfriend and forced to take on a massive debt, and so he's been running away. Well, his partner abandoned him and let him have to take the blame for a debt that, he kind of was one of those co-signers. And so he was running away from all of these very scary debt collectors. Not only did the debt collectors hound him, they also hounded everyone he knew, and they all abandoned him as well. So he was feeling very alone and lonely and trying to seek shelter when there's a massive typhoon. And in doing so, he ends up coming across a sort of advert that says, I'll give everything to you. So right next to this sort of secluded tea shop. And so he goes in, and there's a man there called Ren who takes him in and gives him a towel and makes him tea. And in doing so, Ryoichi breaks down, tells him his story, and then Ren says, that'll be 600 yen. But he takes him in, he gives him clothes to wear, and he gives him, hot bath and food, and he takes him on as an employee in this definitely not making any money tea shop. Even though Ren seems to know quite a lot about teas, especially Chinese teas and Chinese herbal teas and medicine teas and things like that. So it turns out that there's a bit of a Yakuza story to this novel, although it doesn't get too violent or aggressive. It's quite a quiet story. It's a little story. I don't think it's terribly steamy or sexual. It becomes quite clear that the two of them have an attraction towards one another, but in a very quiet, we won't really do anything about that kind of way. And I think that's because Ren is a bit of an oddball anyway. There's another character called Ritz who's in there as well, so Ren lives with Ritz and they just run the tea shop together, and Ryoichi joins them as well. So the three of them end up living there, and it's all about acceptance and acceptance of others as well as yourself, and forgiveness for things that you might have done in the past and choices you've made in your life. It was interesting. I don't want to go into the main action of the story because I think that's an important point to come across yourself while reading and go, oh, is this what's been going on? Oh. But it's not really a big story, and not a lot actually happens. I think basically what I just went through, that's what happens. They do end up, obviously, having feelings for each other. But it's just about small, delicate little conversations and sweet little interactions. And mainly just about two people finding themselves on the same wavelength and allowing each other to give of themselves. So the I give to you was really about giving everything over to someone, including themselves. So it's a nice gift. The gift of yourself and your time and your love and your affection. And I think that's nice. So yeah, it wasn't a gift. Although I have to say, Ren, thank you very much. He paid Roichi's debt in the end. So that was quite a substantial gift, I have to say. It was a fair chunk of change. I have to say, though, part of the joy of this was that there was a cat. And I wondered what happened to the cat in the end, because that was the mystery. They were walking away in the end. And I'm like, yes, I can see the cat now. I'm just looking at the images going, where did the cat go? I was dead concerned, but I can see the cat now in one of the pictures. Yeah, it's yawning, it's fine. Because that's my main concern was, where's the cat? It's in the bag, it's okay. The cat was lovely, the way that the cat was drawn and the noises that it made. Meow, meow. It was just really cute. The main thing about I Give to You is the artwork and the art style. It's not very BL-esque, I have to say. I don't think it has a traditional BL look at all. It's very dark. The blacks are very black. The whites are very white. There's minimal tone being used. It's very sketch-like as well. But yeah, it's very stark in places. So I don't think the artwork is to everyone's taste. But I did like the setting of the tea house. It reminded me of Machiya in Kyoto. So I like that a lot about the setting. Anyway, it was an interesting one, and I give to you. I was just thinking about what I'm going to read next, and looking at what I need to do for the rest of the 25 days. A festive photo is kind of easy to do. Santa hat I've already found, but that was in other works, so I'm going to try and find a Santa hat. Giving the gift of manga, which is quite easy, and a waifu or husbando. And that's actually incredibly difficult because I predominantly read BL, and so there's not many women in BL, so can I find a waifu? And from the women that are in BL, are any of them waifu material? And can I find a husbando? When you read BL, you generally want the two guys to get together, and I'm not okay with getting in the way of two people who are in love, so I don't want them as my husbandos, so I don't know how that one's going to turn out. I'm now at the clutching at straws point of the 25 days. But the thing is, I have just been mood reading, so I'm wondering what I'm in the mood for next. If I'm perfectly honest, I kind of want a bit of World's Greatest First Love, so I might just read some of that. So we'll see what I come up with for tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you give I Give to You a chance if you like edgy, different artwork and quiet little stories. But only if you can actually get hold of a copy. It's quite difficult. You'll have to keep an eye out. Don't pay too much for it though. It's not worth it. Cover price or less only. Anyway, that's it for today. And remember, every day is a BL day. Bye.